What is going on, everybody? How is everybody doing today? Welcome back here today to another realistic prospect rebuild, and today we're going to be doing a Lamelo Ball Detroit Pistons rebuild. So the Detroit Pistons might be in one of the worst situations in the NBA if they don't get lucky in this lottery. But for us, we are going to be drafting Lamelo Ball second overall. The Cavs won the lottery and they took Anthony Edwards number one overall. So we took Lamelo Ball second. So the Pistons aren't in the greatest situation in the NBA. They could be in the worst, but you might say they're not because now they're starting to rebuild, it looks like. But I think that's going to start with us potentially trading Derrick Rose here. We didn't trade him on draft night, but I think I might trade him in this offseason so we can get some value for him before he's an unrestricted free agent next year. And he's still a very good point guard, so we can definitely get a first-round pick for him. Blake Griffin is going to be hard to trade, and I don't think it's going to be possible unless we moved him next year. But we probably have to throw another asset in there. It's not going to be likely, or we traded him for, like, John Wall. But, yeah, we're going to build around Lamelo. And maybe Sekou Doumbouya, we'll see how he can do. Don't plan on him being really a starter for us down the line, maybe a backup. And that's pretty much it as of now. We do have our first round pick next year. We don't have any of our seconds for, I believe, 2021 or 2023 or 2022. Great. So we don't even have any seconds that we own, so we won't have any high seconds. So I'm going to look to trade Derrick Rose. I don't know if we should trade him now, but I do want to get a first-round pick for next year. I don't think I can really make a trade work for a player. All right, so I think I'm going to be sending Derrick Rose to the Pelicans for their 2021 unprotected first-round pick. I also would like to get maybe this Wizards and Cavs second. We'll see if they accept this. I don't know if they will, and they do. So we pick up a first and 2 seconds for Derrick Rose. We're going to continue to tank. We're going to try to get like a Jalen Green, Cade Cunningham, Evan Mobley, somebody like that next year. Team player options, we're bringing back Luke Kennard. He'll be an interesting person if we want to give 15 mil or whatever he asks for in the 2022 free agency. Oh no, he'll be in 2021, but we'll see how much he asks for. We'll bring back Svi Mikhailiuk and Tony Snell option as expected. So qualifying offers, we'll give Thon Maker, sure, he'll help us tank. If we're looking at the team, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We need a center, but I do want to bring back Christian Wood, so that is going to be the guy that will play center for us next year. I mean, he's not really a true center. I would play him at power forward, but hey, we're tanking, so I don't care if he's out of position next year. Let's give him a 3-year deal worth about like 33 mil. I think he might accept that, and let's see. We don't really have anybody else on bird rights that I care for too much. I mean, Langston Galloway. We could play him over Kyrie Thomas, but I'd rather see what he could do. Brandon Knight. I'll bring him back. You know what? We might as well just offer them 1-year deals. It's for the minimum anyway. So we do get Christian Wood on a 3-year deal, and you love to see that. So pretty much after moratorium, this is what the team is looking like. And yeah, it's probably going to be bad next year, but that's what we're going for. So I'm not going to sign anyone else. We did get Jordan Bone, Lewis King, and Thon Maker back on the qualifying offers. Play progression, Blake Griffin is our highest rated player, followed by Christian Wood and Luke Kennard. Okay, Lamelo, I'm excited to build around him. I do want probably a more defensive-oriented shooting guard next to him, so I don't think that's going to be Luke Kennard. I kind of view him more as a 6-man for us down the line. Bruce Brown does have B-plus perimeter D, so maybe that would be an interesting tactic to play Brown at the starting 2, and then Kennard maybe more minutes off the bench. I don't really know what the game plan is for next year. It's pretty much just to lose. So we do have 3 training camps because I did sign who as my staff or as my trainer. I also signed, oh, it's not going to tell me what we did. Actually, we can look at what we did. So we did hire Donald Jones as our trainer, and I hired Michael Williams from the Thunder to work as our assistant GM. I didn't know he was on the Thunder. Okay. But we do have 3 training camps nonetheless, and I am going to send Lamelo Ball to perimeter defense. I do want to send, I think, Sekou Doumbouya to untapped potential, and we will send, I think, Luke Kennard to untapped potential as well. He's 24 though, so I don't know really how I feel about doing that. All right, so here's the rotation next year. We're probably not going to be good. We're playing the backcourt and the front court both, or all 4 of them, 33 minutes apiece. Tony Snell getting 24 as our starting 3. And then we have Sekou Doumbouya, Bruce Brown, Svi Mikhailiuk, and Langston Galloway as our 9-man rotation. We're not going to be very good. We still have Dwayne Casey, but we could fire him in the offseason. And our preseason power ranking, give me 30. Please give me 30. We're 29. Hopefully, we're one of the worst teams in the NBA. But not the worst, because then we're going to end up with the 5th pick. But let's hope we just end up with a top 3 pick. So wherever that lands us in the standings, give us that, please, 2K. So yeah, as expected, we were horrible. We went 15-67, which means we were probably the worst team in the NBA, which also means we're going to have the 5th pick in the draft. Something I haven't seen before, Trae Young winning MVP in season number 2 in the 2021 regular season. That's pretty cool. Lamelo, though, does take home Rookie of the Year, and he was amazing. 24 points, 7 assists, 47, 42, 85 splits. You love to see that. DeMarcus Cousins was your sixth man of the year for the Portland Trailblazers. He was actually signed by the Knicks and then traded to Portland. All right. AD Defensive Player of the Year, Ja Most Improved, and Doc Rivers of the Clippers Coach of the Year. So we obviously did make the playoffs. Did we have the worst record in the NBA? I'm going to say we did. Worst in the East? Yeah. Worst in the NBA by 5 games. So if we check out the stats, Lamelo was actually amazing for us as a rookie, which is a really good sign for this pretty bad team. Blake was actually pretty good. 22.7 rebounds. I mean, we're a bad team, so it didn't translate to winning. 3.5 assists. 27 from 3, not great. He has 1 year left on his deal. We're not going to be able to trade him on draft night, but maybe some team would take it on. Probably not, though. Christian Wood averaged 11 and 11, which I like, and he shot 33 from 3. Kennard wasn't great, 11 points, but he did average 6 assists and shot 35 from 3. He will be a restricted free agent. We'll see how much a team gives him, and we'll see if we want to match it. Bruce Brown actually did a little bit of everything besides shoot well from the field and from the line, but he did shoot 36 from 3, 3.5 assists, 4.5 rebounds, 9 points, and then Sekou Doumbouya, 7.5, 6.5. If I could pull a trigger on a trade to get rid of him, or not get rid of him, but just maybe use him while his value is still high, because in 2K he doesn't really develop all that well, I might do it. So the 76ers win the 2021 NBA Finals, and Ben Simmons is your Finals MVP. They beat Luka and the Mavs in 6. So draft lottery, we are going to have the #1 odds in the lottery, so we will have the 5th pick in the draft, like I said, and we are going to not be picking anywhere. No, actually the 11th pick from the Pels. All right, so that D Rose trade ended up with the 11th pick. Not bad. We could maybe use that to move up. Maybe Washington, San Antonio, or the Thunder would be looking to do so. I don't really need Cade Cunningham because we have Lamelo, but adding a Jalen Green next to Lamelo would be great. We're going to pick up Eldon Stewart as our head scout, and we are kind of moving in a rebuilding direction. So we are going to fire Dwayne Casey, not because he's a bad coach, just we're going to be rebuilding, and maybe I kind of want a coach with just more potential that can develop, maybe like a Jacob Underwood. Somebody I haven't gotten in a minute. We could, no, not Frank Vogel, just because I would have just kept Dwayne Casey anyway. So yeah, we're going to go after Jacob Underwood, and we're going to probably change his thing from grit and grind. Anyway, so let's go here to the NBA draft. I mean, can we trade Sekou right now, or do we have to pick up his option? We have to pick up his option, so we can't trade him on draft night, unfortunately. All right, so if Cade Cunningham goes 1 or 2, I'm going to try to trade up to 3, which I believe Washington has, and try to get either Green or Mobley, but I'm not going to do that trade unless Cunningham is off the board or somebody else is off the board. So I need either Evan Mobley or Jalen Green to be there at pick 3, or we're just going to stay at 5 at 11. So let's start this draft. So Cade Cunningham goes #1. He stays in Oklahoma. That is huge. So we're going to either get either Evan Mobley or Jalen Green if we do trade up. And I'm going to just trade up right now because I'm going to take whoever doesn't go. We will offer 5. Washington has 3. So let's see what else they could want. See, I would love to throw in Sekou and see if that would give me up. Christian Wood, but I think I'm going to do 5 and 11. Or could we do 5? I mean, we don't have any future first-round picks that I would give up. Do I want to give up 11, though? We could. We could give up 11. It would kind of hurt. I mean, where are you picking in the second round? Oh, you don't even have your second-round pick. Okay. Would you give me your 2024 Jazz first if we did 11 and 5, and I also gave you 6 here and 22? So would they do this pick or this trade? They would not. Okay, so let's back out of that, and let's try to work something else out. So if we did 5 and 11 for 3, would they do this? They don't even do this. They would want Terrence Davis, and you'd get what? No. Let's just, I'll throw in 22 here. No? Okay, I don't want Terrence Davis. We just don't need him. And I'll give you this second-round pick. Thank you. Okay, so we have the 3rd pick. So who does San Antonio take it to? They take Evan Mobley. Okay, so we end up with Jalen Green, who I will definitely take. And we're going to have a Jalen Green Lamelo Ball, who both those players might be the consensus. Not the consensus, but the #1 players that most people think in their respective draft classes. Lamelo for 2020 and Green for 2021. So yeah, we are going to take Jalen Green with the 3rd pick. And we have our backcourt for the future now. And in the second round, I took Johnny Juzang, who's a 71 overall with the 35th pick. He is a wing player, and he'll probably be in the G League for us next year. But we do have Jalen Green, which I'm really excited for. So we basically traded Derrick Rose to move up for that pick. And we also got 2 seconds out of it as well. So yeah, we have our backcourt for the future. So I think I view Kennard more as a 6-man. Obviously, I said that before. We are going to pick up the option on Sekou, Svi Mikhailiuk, and Blake Opson, as expected. So, I mean, if we threw up Sekou in the trade finder, what could we get? I mean, maybe he could develop into an efficient backup power forward for us. So we could keep him for that. We definitely could. So I don't think I'm going to sign or trade him at this moment. So qualifying offers, we will give it to Kennard. But really nobody else besides, we'll give it to Bruce Brown as well. So we'll give it to those two guys, Bruce Brown and Luke Kennard, two shooting guards. So free agency, we're going to go after Giannis. I'm just kidding. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 possibly with Kennard and Brown. 5, okay, we do. I mean, I don't plan on being great next year anyway, so we don't really need another small forward. I'm fine starting Svi Mikhailiuk. We have Blake at power forward, probably would at center, because I don't think we can sign any of these centers. It wouldn't really make sense, any of them coming to Detroit, unless we gave Aldridge like a 4-year deal. Yeah, then maybe he would, but I'm not going to sign anybody here. We're going to wait till next year. But I do want to sign a backup point guard. Now, Dennis Schroeder would actually be kind of a great option here. But we don't need like that good of a backup point guard, because we can maybe put that money into a good backup power forward or a good backup small forward, because we have Lamelo playing 35 minutes a night probably next year. So a good backup point guard I can get, maybe Thomas Satoransky, TJ McConnell. We are going to sign Shabazz Napier to a 2-year deal with a team option. I thought of Mike Conley as well, but later in his career he might not want to come to Detroit. Even if we gave him a lot of money, I don't even know if it's worth it for both sides. So yeah, we are going to match. I mean, it depends. Kennard, $13 million a year. I'm okay giving that to him, because we're going to have Lamelo for, what, 2 more years under team control, or 3 more years, Green for 4 more years. We already gave Christian Wood his extension, and Blake's going to be up next year. So I think I would give him $13 million a year. We do get Shabazz Napier. We are going to renounce the rights on Thomas, Brandon Knight, Galloway. We'll do it on Jordan Bone, Lewis King, and Thonmaker as well. So moratorium is over. Did anybody, wow, Giannis signed with the Bulls. Okay, so in our division. Anybody else kind of switch teams? De'Aaron Fox with the Magic? Why are the Kings not matching any of his deals? The Pelicans got Rudy Gobert. All right, D. Rose went to the Lakers. Gordon Hayward to the Grizzlies, and then we get Shabazz. So not as notable as those guys before him. But we are going to give Kennard a 4-year deal worth about $63 million. We're going to throw a team option on the last year. And then Bruce Brown, will see if he accepts the qualifying offer as well. Do we get Kennard on that? We do. Bruce Brown will let and see if we get him on the qualifying offer. So do we get him on the qualifying? Let's see, and we do. So Blake is still our highest rated player, and then it's Lamelo, Wood, Kennard, Green, Napier, Brown. Dumboya went up to a 76. Okay, there's Svi and Johnny Juzang, who will probably be in the G League next year. So we do have 3 training camps once again, correct? Yes. So I'm going to send Lamelo to perimeter defense. I do want to send Jalen Green to perimeter shooting. And then our final one, let's send Christian Wood to perimeter shooting. Why not? So we are going to send Johnny Juzang to the Grand Rapids Drive. So here's the rotation. It's going to be Lamelo and Jalen Green, our future backcourt, Svi Mikhailiuk, Blake Griffin, and then Christian Wood. Still kind of playing a little bit out of position, but I'm okay for bad this year. I kind of want to be bad until we get off the Blake Griffin contract. And then the bench is going to be Luke Kennard, I don't know why I said that weirdly, Sekou Doumbouya, Bruce Brown, and Shabazz Napier. System proficiency is 2.5-star grit and grind. You know what? I'm okay with that. Still don't plan on being very good here in 2022. And our preseason power ranking, according to NBA.com, is 24th. Alright, we'll see if we're the worst team this year. I hope we're not, because I don't want the 5th pick again. And I'll see you guys at the end of the 2022 regular season. Alright, we were just as bad this year. We went 16-66. Luka is your MVP. Evan Mobley, Rookie of the Year for the San Antonio Spurs. DeMarcus Cousins, 6th Man of the Year for Portland, once again. AD, Defensive Player of the Year for the Lakers, once again. Isaac Okoro, Most Improved for the Pels, alright. And then Coach of the Year is Rick Carlisle of the Mavericks. So we did not make the playoffs with a 16-66 record. Are we the worst team in the NBA? Once again, we are. Oh my god. We're going to end up with the 5th pick again. That sucks. Lamelo, 21 points, about 8 assists, 46, 39, 92 splits. He was phenomenal. Blake Griffin, 17-7. All right. Well, this is his last year as a Piston, probably. Jalen Green, 17 points, 45, 40, 70 splits as a rookie. We'll definitely take that. Kennard, about 10 points, 3 rebounds, 4.5 assists, 36 from 3. Bad. And then there's Svi Mikhailiuk. Christian Wood at 10.5 rebounds. Wasn't very efficient, though. Ooh, his overall is going down, maybe because he's playing out of position. Not great, and he's not very happy on the team. So we might move him. We'll see. And then Sekou Doumbouya is not happy either. I mean, he was better, I guess, this year. Not by much. But yeah, so let's simulate the playoffs, and let's see who wins the 2022 NBA Finals. The Mavericks, who won Coach of the Year, Rick Carlisle, they got upset in round 1 by the Trailblazers. They lost in 7. The Bulls win it all. LaVine is your Finals MVP over Giannis, and they beat the Grizzlies in 5. So draft lottery time. Let's see what happens. We have the number 1 odds, but usually what happens when you have the number 1 odds, you drop, and we dropped to 4 this time, so we're not getting a Mikey Williams. We're not getting an Imani Bates, unfortunately. I don't know who we can go after here. We could go after like a LeBron James Jr., but I would like a center. We could go after Chet Holmgren. He could be a possibility. Alex Antetokounmpo. I do need a small forward, so I could go after him or Jonathan Kuninga. It depends who goes before. We could also go LeBron James Jr. and then move Jalen Green to the small forward position. We are going to fire Sidney Lowe, our assistant coach, though, and we are going to pick up, Doc Rivers is here, Nate McMillan, Scott Brooks. We are going to pick up Otis Newman, and we sign him to a 4-year deal. So it is NBA draft time, and I don't think I'm going to move Christian Wood. I want to see what he can do as our power forward next year. So we need either a center or a small forward, so let's see who goes here in the draft. So Amani Bates, no surprise there, goes number 1 to the Utah Jazz. The Knicks take Mikey Williams at 2. Still no surprise there. Let's see who goes at 3 to the Bucks, who just lost Giannis last offseason. And the Milwaukee Bucks trade out of 3. They trade that in their 2024 lottery pick for De'Aaron Fox and Aaron Gordon. That is phenomenal value. Damn, alright. So the Magic are on the clock now. And who do they take? They take Chet Holmgren, a center from Minnesota. So I want to see what the 4th pick could get me. We could get Clint Capella. I mean, that's a pretty good small forward. I mean, the Bucks could be, I would say, rebuilding if they took that. They took the 3rd pick, but no, they just traded for De'Aaron Fox and Aaron Gordon. So I think they want to make the playoffs next year. I mean, getting a Victor Oladipo from the Knicks. Vucevic? The Magic seem to be selling. We do need a center. I don't know. I might try to trade for Nikola Vucevic. That could definitely be a center down the line that we trade for. So, I mean, like, what would it take for me to get Vucevic, who's in the last year of his deal? I wouldn't mind pulling a trade for him. Christian Wood, I'm not giving a pick 4 for Nikola Vucevic. I'm sorry. So, we're going to make our selection here at pick 4. I mean, LeBron James Jr. is an option, but I kind of would like a small forward maybe. Like an Alex Antetokounmpo. I don't normally get him, so why not grab him? Or we can draft Jonathan Kuninga from Congo. But I think I'm going to take Alex Antetokounmpo because why not? Yeah, I've never really drafted him before here in 2K20, so let's draft him. He will be our starting small forward next year. We'll have Jalen Green at the 2, and then we'll have Lamelo at the 1, Christian Wood at the 4, so we really just need to get our center this offseason. So, Antetokounmpo is a 77 overall, and like I said, he will start at small forward for us. We are going to pick up the options on Lamelo Ball, Sekou Doumbouya, Johnny Juzang, and we'll let Shabazz Napier walk for now. So, I don't really know if we could sign a free agent. We could overpay for a center, definitely, and we do need one. So, I mean, what centers are here? DeAndre Ayton. Do I want to overpay for Mitchell Robinson? Not really. I mean, if Marvin Bagley makes it past, I could go after Bagley if he doesn't get picked up by the Kings again. Or we could wait till next year. Power forward, I'm not going to bring back Blake Griffin. I mean, if we're looking at our team right now, I definitely want to back up point guard. We're good at shooting guard. I'm okay giving Johnny Juzang the backup small forward minutes next year. So we have 5, 6, 7. I want to get a center, and then I want to get a backup point guard. So what center could be our guy next year? I mean, we could give Nurkic a pretty big deal. I don't know, though. Do we give Nurkic a 4-year deal? We could wait to see. I don't know. I'm kind of tempted in giving Nurkic a 4-year deal. Or we could get Mitchell Robinson, who's pretty good, but he's going to want $28 million a year, which is a lot. So let's see. What is who's going to be my backup point guard? Rubio for $11 million a year. I want something a little bit less. Maybe Alfred Payton. Patrick Beverly, but he's 34, so he might regress. Same with Dragic, who's 36. Miles Powell from Seton Hall, but wants $9 million. So we make it Sato, who's 30, but he only wants like 5.5. So I'm going to give him a 2-year deal. And then for center, I don't know. Do I want to go after Yusuf Nurkic? You know what? I might. Yeah, let's give him 23 mil, and we could still have probably a max slot next year anyway. So let's do this. Let's give him a 4-year deal. We'll see if he wants to get paid and come here to Detroit, because if he was going to go to Portland, they would have given him a deal already. So we do get Nurkic and Satoransky. We are going to renounce the rights on pretty much everybody, even Bruce Brown. So it's going to be a little bit of a new era here. We do go out and splash in free agency and get Yusuf Nurkic. So if we look at our team right now, we have our 9 guys figured out. First 5 here. This is not our starters. Replaced Kennard with Alex Antetokounmpo, but yeah, we have 9 guys right here. So checking out player progression, Nurkic is our highest rated player, and he's still only 27 years old. Lamelo at 23, Green at 22, and then there's Wood, Kennard, Doumbouya, Satoransky. Pretty much everybody went up besides Nurkic's dunking, Christian Wood's closeout, Christian Wood's inside scoring. That's not great. All right. Yeah, so Christian Wood went down a little bit because he is, I guess, upset. I mean, we could look to move him, but we'll see if we can kind of salvage his morale this year. So we do have 3 trading camps once again. I'm going to be sending Lamelo Ball back to perimeter defense. I do want to send, I think we're going to send Jalen Green to offensive fundamentals, and I'm going to send Alex Antetokounmpo here to untapped potential. So here's the starting 5: Lamelo, Green, Antetokounmpo, Christian Wood, and Yusuf Nurkic, with a bench of Luke Kennard, Sekou Doumbouya, Thomas Satoransky, and Johnny Juzang. System efficiency is anything 3.5? Nope, so we'll stick with Grit and Grind at 3 stars. And our preseason power ranking, according to NBA.com, is okay. It's not too bad. It's at 15. Could we make the playoffs this year? Possibly. There we go. We get our first winning record of the video as we go 44-38. Luka averages a triple-double and wins MVP. Imani Bates Rookie of the Year for the Jazz. No surprise there. Reggie Perry, 6th Man of the Year for the Raptors out of Mississippi State. AD wins Defensive Player of the Year for the 3rd year in a row. Ty Jerome, Most Improved for Phoenix. And Nate McMillan gets Coach of the Year. I'm not sure if he stayed with Indiana or if he's on a different team now. But it is looking like he is coaching the Atlanta Hawks, who are the 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. They also drafted James Wiseman. But we made the playoffs, which isn't bad at all. I'll take that. We are taking on the 2-seeded Bulls, who... What? No way! They signed Kevin Durant? So they have KD and Giannis. You're kidding me. And they have Kobe White. That is crazy. All right, we're going to get swept. Player stats, Lamelo averaged 26 and about 9 over a steal a game. 50, 44, 90. Let's go. He was so good for us. Jalen Green over 20 points, 22.5, 3 rebounds, 2.5 assists, 51, 46, 71 splits. Yusuf Nurkic was pretty good for us. 17.5 points, 13.5 rebounds, 3 assists, 45 from the field, over a block a game and a steal a game. Like that. There's Kennard, who shot 38% from 3 off the bench and had 5 assists. Sekou, 8.5, 4.5, and was efficient kind of from the field for the first time in his career. Alex Antetokounmpo he wasn't very good. Maybe I should have taken Jonathan Kuninga or LeBron James Jr. All right, that's something to eye, but hey, Lamelo, Nurkic, and Green carried us to the playoffs. Can we beat Chicago in round 1? We're actually, okay, we won a game. We won, actually, I think, game 1. We did lose in 5, but hey, I'll take 1 win. So, in game 1, we won by 4 in overtime. Lamelo had 34 and 15, but then, yeah, we ended up losing by 27 in game 2. We ended up losing by 9 in game 3. It looks like KD's doing a lot better than Giannis, scoring-wise at least. Game 4, we lost by 14, and then game 5, we lost by 30. So it is going to be a Bulls-Pelicans NBA Finals, and the Bulls win in 6, and Kevin Durant is your Finals MVP. Let's go here to the draft lottery. Yeah, let's go to the draft lottery, where we're going to have, like, what, the 16th or 17th pick in the draft. I don't think we have any other team's picks. Yeah, so we are going to, wow, Portland at number 1. We're going to be selecting 23rd, which is actually kind of high, or just, didn't think we'd be in the 20s. I thought we'd be in the late teens with the 17th. Record, but a lot of Western Conference teams before us. So, yeah, that makes sense because every Western Conference team, non-lottery, is before us. And then at 20, we would have the Hornets, who were, I guess, the 18th, but then the Raptors are there. That doesn't make sense. All right, whatever, but we have the 23rd pick, staff signing. We don't need to get anyone. So let's go here to the NBA draft where I might trade out of my first. I mean, it is an auto-generated draft class, so I wouldn't know too much about my player. I mean, if we were to trade Alex Antetokounmpo in 23, I can get Bam out of bio. I'm not going to do anything like that. You know what? I'll make this selection here at 23. All right, so we made 3 picks here. In the first round, I took Calbert Bryant, 72 overall. Shout out Temple, and he is already 25 years old. That's why I kind of hate auto-generated draft classes for that reason. Blake Mullins, 73 overall, and we took him 33. That's pretty good. And then Gustavo Ramirez, 69 overall with the 39th pick. Not too bad. So team player options, we're going to obviously pick up the options on Lamelo and Jalen Green. We'll see what free agency is looking like. We will give Juzang and Dubois the qualifying offers. Now let's get here into free agency, where I believe Christian Wood is a free agent now. So we do have some cap space. Zion would be great. Harden would be fun. We do have enough to get like a max free agent. Okay, so, I mean, let me actually just see here. Who are the centers here? I'm not going to sign Drummond back. Vucevic is here. I do need a power forward, though. Do we sign like a Gallo? A small forward would be great too, but there's no one like crazy. Like, I could sign James Harden. We could do that. I mean, would James Harden want to sign here? I mean, he hasn't gotten a good offer yet. Do we sign James Harden and then move Jalen Green to small forward? It's a possibility because we are a respectable team now and we're on the rise, but would Harden want to come here? Like, would that fit this team? I don't know. I really don't. I might sign DeAndre Hunter. I mean, if we're looking at the team right now, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys, I would say. I think I'm going to sign Dwayne Dedmon to be our backup center on a 1-year deal. I mean, we could bring Christian Wood back, but it's not like he was that good for us. Dumbuya, I'm not giving him 23 mil. I mean, if we're looking for a better starting power forward, I mean, Zion's got to obviously go back to the Pels. Brandon Clark will probably go back to them as well with the Grizzlies, but we could overpay for Brandon Clark. You know what? I think we have the money to do so. So let's see. Would they match a deal where I gave Brandon Clark 25 mil a year? We'll see. So we get Dedmon, we get Clark, and then we would renounce the rights on Wood. Would they let this happen? It looks like they will. So we would have about 22 mil to get another small forward. I mean, DeAndre Hunter. Like, would the... Could we sign him? I don't know. The Hawks might match it, but I would take I guess a Harrison Barnes. Yeah, we could sign a Harrison Barnes to a 2-year deal. So let's see what happens here. Yeah, we don't get DeAndre Hunter, but we are going to sign Harrison Barnes here. The Hawks match that deal, but we get Barnes, Clark, and Devin, a pretty big free agency for us. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh wait, we have to go one more day there, and then there we go. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm ready for next year's season. So player progression, Lamelo's a 90, Nurkic 88, Green 87. I do like the Brandon Clark edition, so we kind of overpaid a little bit for Brandon Clark, but I think he's definitely an upgrade over Christian Wood. And we got Sekou back on the qualifying offer. All right, I don't know if I'm going to play him or Dwayne Dedmon. I guess we'll see. I didn't really expect to bring him back, but I guess if nobody else offered him a deal, I'll bring him back. So we do have 3 training camps here. I do want to send Brandon Clark to perimeter shooting. He has a 92-3. That's insane. I'm going to send Nurkic to big man defense. And then we're going to send Lamelo to perimeter defense for the 3rd straight year. And he's getting respectable from there. All right, so here's going to be the rotation. It's going to be Lamelo, Green, Antetokounmpo, and then Clark and Nurkic as the front court. Kennard, Doumbouya, Satoransky, and Barnes off the bench. Not going to play Dwayne Dedmon as of now. System proficiency, let's actually check this out. So 3 stars. Okay, we will go to balance, which is 3.5. And our preseason power ranking, CourtNB.com, is 10th. All right, so we could be a top 5 seed in the East. The Knicks are at 1 with Mikey Williams, Oladipo, Kunert, Toppin, Bobo. Okay, so yeah, that'll be for me. And I'll see you guys at the end of season number 4. All right, so we finished the 2024, regular season with a 45-37 record. I do think this team might be a little bit better than what the record says. We are the 4 seed, taking on the Knicks in round 1. I kind of showed you guys their team before the season started, and they're really deep. Wow. So player stats, LaMelo and Jalen Green both scored 23 points. Plus, LaMelo also had about 10.8 assists, shot 40% from 3 and 95 from the line. Green, 23 points, 3 rebounds, 49, 42, 81 splits. Nurkic, 17 and 13, 49% from the field, over a block and a half. Brandon Clark, 13.5 points, 8.5 rebounds, 57, 38, 84 splits. A true shooting of 65%. Definitely better than Christian Wood for us. Sekou, about 9.5 points. All right, 51 from the field, 36 from 3. He's getting better. Harrison Barnes, 9.5 points. Wow, so he would actually have been pretty good if he played a lot more minutes. Alex Antetokounmpo really is kind of looking like a bust for us, which is kind of like, it sucks. And then I might trade him in the offseason. We'll see if we don't go far in the playoffs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give him like 27. What happened here? So yeah, I'm going to give Barnes 17, Satoransky 15, Doumbouya 21, Kennard 25. We're going 32 to the front court. Antetokounmpo 27. I'll go 36 to LaMelo. All right, so we're at 4-star balance now, which is pretty sweet. So can we beat the Knicks in round 1? Come on, 2K, give me the win. Give me the win. And we win in 5. Let's go. And we don't have to face Chicago until the conference finals if we were to face them if we win the series, knock on wood. But we're taking on the 8-seeded Hawks, who upsetted the 1-seeded Raptors in 6. They did bring back DeAndre Hunter. Wasn't that good for them. They do have Wiseman, Capella, Julius Randle now. All right. Will Barton, Jeremy Lin, Theo Pinson, Bernie O'Brien, and Terrence McGee. Can we beat the Atlanta Hawks? It's tied 2-2. All right. Game 5 rubber match. Can we win in Detroit? Come on. Caesar's Palace. And we end up winning by 8. Big win there. Lamelo with 27 and 9. Green with 20. 20 and 10 for Nurkic. All right. Can we win game 6? And wow! Charlotte beat Chicago. Oh, please beat Atlanta. Please beat Atlanta. Let's go. We win by 12. Lamelo 28 and 12. Green 25. This might be our run. We're getting really lucky. How did Charlotte beat Chicago in 5? Dinwiddie, DiVincenzo. Okay. They have Denny Avdia. Or Avdia. Avdia. Dara Sarge, Mitchell Robinson. All right, they got some high overalls. Devontae Graham, Alfred Payton. I think they're so beatable. They are very beatable. Okay, we're up 3-2. Maybe I should have let that sim out. Come on, in Charlotte. Oh, it looks like we're going to a game 7. Actually, we're coming back. Come on, win this game, and we win by 3. And we're in the NBA Finals in, what, the 5th season now? I believe, or maybe the 4th season. LaMelo, 32 and 10 and 5. This dude is insane for us. Green at 21, Barnes at 15 and 17 minutes, and we're taking on the Pels in the finals. Frank Jackson is their starting 1. Isaac Okoro is their 2. All right, he's been good for them, though. They do have Ingram, Williamson, and Gobert, which is a very nasty 3-4-5, and Zion is doing what in the playoffs? Ingram has been very good as well, so they're obviously, their bench isn't spectacular, but it's pretty solid. And their backcourt isn't great, but Okoro is pretty solid. Frank Jackson, not great, but he's been efficient. You know, he's been solid for them. So I'm kind of nervous here. Let's see what happens. And we're down 3-1. Great. Oh, don't do this to me, 2K. Don't let me lose. All right, come on. We're going to make this a series. We're going to make this a series. We're going to win this game. We're not going to blow this 5-point lead with 6 minutes left, correct?